Today on Forbes, the man who will make Nick Saban a billionaire. Joe Agresti was on a conference call in his Baton Rouge office when an unknown number left a message. Nick Saban, the legendary University of Alabama football coach, was calling. He wanted to open a car dealership. Agresti, now 52 years old, recalls, quote, "I thought it was a prank call. I thought one of my buddies left me a bullshit prank Saban thing." Within a few weeks, Saban and Agresti, whose Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge was considered one of the nation's best-run dealers, met for a 30-minute sit-down that lasted 4 hours. The next day, they agreed to go into business together. Now, their dream motor group sells 20,000 Mercedes-Benzes a year, plus a couple hundred Infinitis and Ferraris across 9 dealerships in Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, Texas, and Florida, where the pair bought 2 Miami area stores in a $730 million deal in 2023. Annual revenues are nearing $2 billion. Of the partnership, Saban says, quote, "It's one of the best decisions I ever made. It's been really good for both of us." It's been so good, in fact, that Agresti, who runs the day-to-day and owns majority stakes in the dealerships, is now a billionaire, worth $1.1 billion. Saban, a minority partner in many of the ventures, likely isn't far behind, meaning he's set to become the first billionaire college football coach, thanks in no small part to a little-known car salesman with big ambition. Agresti, who has a huge personality and races through his story at a mile a minute, but doesn't spare any detail, says that he pulled himself onto the world's billionaires list by fixating on operations, obsessing over corporate culture, and leveraging connections. Over the course of a 3-hour call, Agresti mentions 14, quote, buddies, a half dozen, quote, friends, 3, quote, good dudes, 1, quote, excellent dude, and names 4 people his, quote, best friend. Agresti grew up in working-class North Bergen, New Jersey, just outside Manhattan, the son of an architectural woodworker father and a nurse mother. He studied accounting at Rutgers and took a CPA gig in the Metro New York office of Big Six firm Arthur Andersen. He quickly got ambitious, handling due diligence for mergers and acquisitions, including auto deals, then parlaying his skills into a high-level operations job with dealership giant and Andersen client, Asbury Automotive, eventually managing Asbury's Mississippi business. Then, in 2004, an Asbury exec gave him a chance to branch out on his own by investing in and running a Mercedes dealership in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. To buy a 20% stake, a 31-year-old Agresti chipped in his $200,000 life savings, convinced his parents to take out a $300,000 mortgage on their house, and borrowed the remaining $500,000 from the exec. Within a few years, he had quadrupled the Baton Rouge car lot sales, bought out his partner for a highly leveraged $32 million, and caught the eye of higher-ups at Mercedes, who eventually awarded him the right to open a new dealership near Houston in 2013. Around then, Saban, whose father had owned a small service station in West Virginia, was mulling going into the car business himself. The coach, who had already won a national title with LSU, 3 with Alabama, and was on his way to winning 3 more with the Crimson Tide, had done several events with Mercedes. Execs gave Saban a couple of star dealership operators to talk with about partnering. He called Agresti, who won him over with his focus on customer service and creating the right culture, something that resonated with Saban, who's famously known for emphasizing process over results. Saban tells Forbes, quote, "I interviewed Joe and didn't interview anybody else. It's like interviewing a good offensive coordinator. You just know it's the right guy." For full coverage, check out Chase Peterson Withorn's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.